Welcome to the Healthspan Collective, the podcast where science and wellness converge. I'm Nicole Doran, and I'm thrilled to have you join us as we dive into the world of regenerative medicine, integrative health, and the latest science and trends shaping how we live healthier for longer. Today's guest, Kacie, is the founder of Silk and Palm, a boutique wellness studio in Toronto, Canada, which focuses on facial acupuncture and women's health. She's a registered acupuncturist with a background in aesthetics and skin therapy. Her goal has always been to educate and support women on their health and skin journey so that they can feel empowered and confident in their day-to-day life. Kacie, thank you so much for being here. Your practice, Silk and Palm, I got to visit and come and get a treatment yesterday, and I absolutely loved it.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. So you are an esthetician turned acupuncturist, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So how long were you an esthetician before you discovered you wanted to get into acupuncture?
So I was practicing aesthetics for about 4 years.
Okay.
And I was working at a medical spa. It was really great. But I had made the personal decision to come off birth control that I'd been on for almost a decade.
Okay.
And I like to say all hell broke loose. My cycles were a mess. My digestion was a mess, basically everything. But the worst at the time was that I developed really bad cystic hormonal acne.
Ooh.
Which was personally hard, but also really professionally hard, being that my career was literally skincare.
Yeah.
So that was really hard to deal with, but it flipped me completely upside down. Like I looked at skin very externally, the products you use, the treatments you do. Mm-hmm. So I realized that there was a big internal component that I wasn't paying attention to. So I ended up seeking more natural, holistic treatments and therapies and had a friend who got acupuncture regularly. So she was like, I think you should try it out sometime.
Yeah.
And I did, and it was life-changing. And then I went to school for the next 4 years to become an acupuncturist, and I've been practicing for the last 7.
Wow.
So yeah, I do like a hybrid of the two now, and I specialize in facial acupuncture and then women's health.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we did. We did kind of a blend treatment yesterday, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Because we did facial acupuncture, which I get, for context, I get acupuncture at home like at least once a month. It's like one of my favorite self-care treatments. But I've gotten points in the face for like systemic reasons.
Yes.
But never facial acupuncture. Because how many needles like do you have on average in the face during facial acupuncture?
Oh, I think you would have had 40 to 50. And then that'll go up in number depending on what it is we're treating. Maybe somebody who's got more mature skin, or if somebody's dealing with a little bit more going on. You have beautiful skin, so you didn't need as many as somebody else might. Yeah, it can get up to 100.
And tell me, what is like the science behind facial acupuncture? Is it hitting meridian points similar to body acupuncture?
So yes, some of the points are actual acupuncture points that I'm going into.
Okay.
The whole premise around facial acupuncture is it's an all-natural facial rejuvenation treatment that causes little micro trauma to the skin, which then signals your body to send collagen to the area to heal. Okay. So it's a form of a CIT treatment, like collagen induction therapy, that's similar to microneedling or certain laser treatments. But what makes it really unique is that it's rooted in a health treatment.
Yeah.
So we always do the body points to go along with it. We always do a health intake like you saw yesterday. Right. We always touch on health stuff because the health of your cells is the health of your skin. Yeah. So it all connects.
Yeah. We talk about a lot about this on this podcast because the practice that I started with at like my day job is a full wellness center, and everything we do is rooted at enhancing the health of the mitochondria.
Amazing.
Because if your cellular health is not doing well, your other like your bodily systems will not be doing well.
Yep.
So I love that you're coming at things from a cellular level.
Yeah. And besides the collagen induction therapy, it's also increasing blood flow. And when there's more blood flow, there's more oxygen in the cells, as you know. So you get those nutrients, and then skin just looks more alive.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I noticed even when I woke up this morning, I felt like I had just a little bit more like life in my skin.
You look glowing.
Oh, thank you so much. Especially when you're traveling, like I feel like the water's different, the air, it's not,
you know. On a plane, dehydration.
Yeah, I'm dehydrated, digestion's not flowing quite like it usually is at home. So usually my skin looks a little bit just like dull.
Yes.
And I felt the opposite this morning. Like I felt like I looked like I got 12 hours of sleep, even though I definitely did not.
Love that. Good.
So you mentioned that, all hell broke loose when you got off birth control.
Yes.
Were you diagnosed with PCOS when you got off birth control?
I was, yeah.
Okay.
So it was a few years down the road when I was really diving into figuring stuff out.
Okay.
But yes, I ended up being diagnosed with PCOS.
Okay.
So which made sense for all the symptoms that I was having and the acne and everything, the high testosterone. And I went into a deep dive with my diet and acupuncture and herbal medicine, supplements, and I have reversed it technically at this point.
Okay.
Although I do think if I swayed a little too far out of my routine, I would probably have some symptoms come back.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I've had PCOS, or I had my first diagnosis of PCOS 15 years ago now.
Wow.
I was an early.
Yeah. Young.
I was
Yeah.
What do you call it? Like an early adopter?
Yeah. You set the trend.
Well, yeah, I set the trend, right? No, I think it's funny because like now so many women I know that, I'm about to be 31, like so many women I know between the ages of 25 and 35 are discovering that they have PCOS.
Yes.
And I've had a lot of people, whether it's like acquaintances from high school or just like in college, like just different phases of my life, family, friends, reach out and be like, I remember you going through this when you were 16.
I know.
What do I do? Because you seem to have figured it out. And like what I do, the first thing I say is that like there are ebbs and flows. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Always. It's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, sort of in a way. Yeah.
Yes, totally. And I've had other conditions that have come on like in conjunction with it as well. So stress is always the biggest thing for me.
Me too. Yeah. Adrenal glands.
Yes. Like, and sleep is so important, but stress more than anything. When I go through a stressful period, I typically have this, like, your body almost does this like honeymoon phase where it's just like in fight or flight mode and it's protecting you and you're like actually feeling really good. And you're almost like, wow, I can't believe I'm feeling so good when I'm like going through this like really tough time. And then as soon as it ends, it's like, poof.
I call it the come down effect. Because patients always say to me like, but I wasn't having this when I was going through the stress. And I'm like, I know, but it's as soon as it ends and that come down happens and your immune system and your adrenal glands, everything drops and your body goes into this little freak out.
Yes.
And a number of symptoms can happen. It's different for every person. I've had patients who break out in full body hives before.
Yes.
People can't get out of bed, full body aches, everything.
Yeah, I've had one iteration of it is like thyroid, like my thyroid tanks.
Yeah.
And then more recently, I was telling you yesterday, I've been going through this histamine, like a mast cell activation syndrome. Yeah. And I think that was from, I got COVID and had my wedding like days apart. Like I had the worst. So first of all, because I was so stressed, my immune system was compromised. So I got sicker than I've ever been before, like 4 days before my wedding, which was the happiest day of my life, but also a lot of stress leading up to it.
Of course.
Even happy stress is still stress.
I was literally just going to say that. Your body doesn't know the difference.
Yeah. And it was like, I was great, like never looked better, felt better, day of my wedding. And even through honeymoon. Yeah. And then it was afterwards, I developed this like mast cell thing. I would wake up in the morning and sneeze, no joke, 25 times.
Yeah.
Just runny nose, completely low energy. And like I'm like slowly working on it through all different methods and things. But I think more than anything, it's just like calming my system.
Exactly.
Is helping more than anything in treatments like acupuncture, because it can kind of be this like almost like induced meditation sometimes.
Yes.
Helps so much.
Well, I was just going to say that what makes acupuncture so special and unique is that from a Western perspective, we have nerves that run along our entire body. Right. And when those needles go in, they aren't touching a nerve, but they're getting close enough that they're gently sending a signal up to your central nervous system, to your brain, and it's telling your body to essentially restart. So it's shifting you from that sympathetic fight or flight into your parasympathetic, that rest and digest. And this is so important because that's the only place your body can heal.
Right.
So it's sort of the starting point of everything. Is acupuncture necessarily going to be the everything like heal you completely? Maybe not.
Okay.
But it's going to at least shift your body into a place where it can start to heal.
Yeah.
You have to be in that parasympathetic state.
Yeah. That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Like calming the nervous system, getting into that parasympathetic state. And it's
Yeah.
like, and then your body can start doing the things it needs to do to get you back to health.
Yeah. Everything just shifts into place.
For those who are completely unfamiliar with acupuncture, can you give us a description of like the meridians and just like how hitting these trigger points in your body with these tiny little needles works?
Yeah. So there's meridians that run along your body, and each meridian's connected to a different organ system.
Okay.
And then it's within those meridians that you have the different acupuncture points.
Okay.
So depending on what somebody has going on, like you saw yesterday, we did a big health intake.
Right.
I figure out from a Chinese medicine perspective what pattern somebody might have going on or disharmony in the body.
Okay.
And then we pick points depending on that.
Okay.
One of the big things that happens though is that chi, which is energy, becomes stagnant in the body in an area.
Okay.
So acupuncture works really great to get that chi flowing again, but we're also balancing yin and yang and, clearing heat or draining dampness, depending on what somebody's got going on. I know those are very like Chinese medicine terms I'm throwing out there. People won't really know what I'm speaking of, but we're just constantly bringing that body back into balance.
Right.
Yeah.
So acupuncture, that was going to be my next question is I don't even think many people know acupuncture is part of traditional Chinese medicine.
Yes, absolutely. TCM has been around for thousands of years, and it is still widely used medical system,
right?
Not just in parts of Asia, but I mean, here in Canada and the US, like it's used everywhere, which I think goes to show how strong of a system it really is.
Yeah.
So when we say TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, there's modalities that fall under that. So you've got acupuncture, Chinese herbs, cupping, gua sha, tuina, qigong. There's Chinese diet therapy. There's a whole medical system under that Chinese medicine umbrella.
Wow.
I definitely focus more on the acupuncture side of things, but there's a time and a place for all of it.
I was going to say, so do you practice other modalities within the TCM umbrella? Yeah,
I do cupping. I do gua sha.
Okay.
I definitely incorporate some of the diet therapy in there.
Oh, okay.
I don't do Chinese herbs though. That's a whole other, it's incredible, but it's definitely very time consuming.
Yes. And it's definitely a specialty of its
very
own.
much so. Yes.
Yeah. And you mentioned to me yesterday, a lot of the clients that come to you or patients are already working with a naturopath or functional medicine provider.
Yes.
So usually, you don't want to put people on too many things.
Exactly.
And you like to let them be the driver on the herbal and supplement portion. And then you really focus more on the treatments, right?
For sure. I'm really big on the nervous system. So when I meet a patient and get to know them, I get to know their life and a little bit more about who they are.
Okay.
So if somebody's coming in and they're stressed 10 out of 10, I'm not going to recommend they add 5 new things to their routine because that's just going to add more stress to their life. And I don't think that's necessarily going to be the most beneficial at the time.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm going to say, let's do the acupuncture and go home and lay on your couch and watch your favorite TV show or something. Just let yourself relax.
Yeah.
So you get to learn people the more you see them.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
You can tell, and I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, but is it part of TCM to kind of be evaluating somebody and their energy while you're doing that intake with them?
A little bit. Okay. I'm definitely a little bit more spiritual and intuitive. So I definitely add that in more personally as well.
Okay.
But energy is all a part of it. So absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. Don't be afraid to dive into the woo-woo with us here today.
Right.
I think it is. It's such a piece of mental and emotional health for so many people.
Yeah.
And I think learning about it, even just like on the forefront, is very interesting to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But what are, I know part of TCM, some practitioners evaluate tongue. Do you do that?
I do. I do tongue and pulse.
Okay.
To be honest, I did tongue a lot more before COVID.
Oh, okay.
But then obviously we weren't opening mouths for reasons. So I kind of got out of that. And the thing with tongue is it takes a lot longer to notice changes with it.
Okay.
So I'll look at somebody's if I think it's valuable, but I definitely enjoy pulse a lot more.
Okay.
Because that will show what's going on right now in this moment.
Okay.
And you can even take the pulse before a treatment and then put needles in and take it after, and it will be different. So you can really see that feedback really quickly from the body.
So are you evaluating like the speed, like literally the speed of
No,
someone's heart rate?
it's not beats per minute. That's a very Western thing. So there's different placements on the wrist for the different organ systems.
Oh, okay.
So you have your upper jowl, middle jowl, lower jowl. So that will be like heart, lung, and then you'll have spleen, liver, and then you'll have your kidneys, or sometimes people will look at it like your bladder and your colon, like your large intestine.
Okay.
And it will show me the energy. Each one can be completely different, and they're right beside each other. So it's more of a quality to the pulse.
Okay.
So sometimes somebody's pulse can be really thin and thready and wiry, or it can be slippery, which would show dampness in the body. So it's really a quality.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then for tongue, is it like if you have like a white cast on your tongue, what does that mean?
So it's a coating. So white is usually dampness.
Okay.
And if somebody has like a thick coating that's more on the yellow side, that could be damp heat.
Okay.
But we look at color. We look at the size of the tongue. Are there teeth marks? Is the tip of the tongue like have a red mark there? Anything like that. Some people have geographic tongues where they're missing like coatings on it. If you've ever seen one before, look it up later.
Yeah.
So we're looking at everything.
I love that so much. And once again, I feel like I'm asking you to do like TCM for dummies.
That's okay.
But like when you say there's dampness,
yes.
What does that mean?
So when the body becomes out of balance, we can have external pathogens sort of come in and take over.
Okay.
Dampness is one of those.
Okay.
So it usually comes from having a weaker digestive system.
Okay.
So things aren't moving properly, and then dampness like stagnates in the system.
Yeah.
So it can manifest in different symptoms for people. So it can often be like, so women with PCOS often have dampness, and you can think of it as the cysts that form on the ovaries.
Okay.
Dampness digestion wise can be looser stools, sometimes stickier stools, or there's mucus in the stool.
Okay.
Somebody who has acne will have damp heat in their system, because that dampness, when you think of like a cystic pustule breakout happening on the skin, that's dampness.
Okay.
Dampness can also be in the respiratory system though. So somebody who has a lot of congestion in their nose, or if somebody who eats, a big one is somebody who eats dairy, and then they're like, oh, I can barely breathe, like my system gets all congested.
Yeah.
That's dampness. Yeah.
That makes so much sense. That's exactly what happens to me when I eat dairy, I get congested.
Yep.
And it makes sense that like the congestion is also related to like, I also get acne.
Right.
And
the PCOS.
And the PCOS, it's all related.
It's all related.
Yeah. So are there any like lifestyle practices or diet recommendations you make to somebody who maybe has excessive dampness or excessive dryness?
Yeah, so dryness is a lot less common.
Okay.
Dampness is very, very common. You're going to want to reduce dairy, as we already said, sugar, alcohol, sometimes gluten can be an issue for people, but sometimes it's not.
Okay.
Dairy's my number one go-to.
Oh, okay.
Sugar probably as well.
Yeah.
The fun stuff in life.
Yeah. For me, my sugar intake is so related to my histamine issue.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like most of the practitioners I've spoken to are like, oh, try a low histamine diet.
Yeah.
And I don't notice that like a high histamine food is a trigger, like a shellfish or even like a ground meat that's maybe left over from 3 days ago. Like I'm fine with those things. But if I eat like a piece of milk chocolate or even something without dairy but high in sugar, immediately I'm sneezing and have a runny nose.
Yeah.
Ah, that's so
there you go.
I may be contacting you from Florida.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't like to be super strict with patients. It might just be that you only have to do that for a little while, and then you can start to reincorporate that back in. Because again, it's just constantly about bringing that body back into balance and working through the pathogen dampness, and then your body should be okay after.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're doing body acupuncture, you are working with the meridians and hitting all of those trigger points. With the facial acupuncture, you're hitting some trigger points, but like you said, it's collagen stimulating. So similar to a microneedling treatment, how that stimulates collagen.
Mm-hmm.
Is this like a Botox alternative?
It is an alternative if you're somebody who doesn't want to do injections,
Okay.
but it's definitely not a replacement. Botox is very unique in the sense that it stops movement. There's nothing else like it on the market.
Right.
But what's important to realize if you are somebody who does get Botox is that you still need to be doing other treatments as well because it's not stimulating your own collagen production. It's doing nothing for that.
Right.
So it can work in conjunction with Botox, or it can be a replacement or like an alternative if you're somebody who doesn't want to do injections.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So do most of your patients that come, are they doing it in conjunction with treatments like Botox and say microneedling and lasers, or are most people doing it instead of?
I would say it's about 50-50 to be honest. I have a lot of people who are still like, I think I want to hold off on the injections. I'm going to do this for now and then maybe see how I feel in the future.
Yeah.
And then I have people who do a bit of both and their skin looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do both. And to me, I'm like, you need to do a little bit of everything.
I agree. I think one of the biggest mistakes with Botox I see is people get it and they look great when they get it. They're like, oh my God, my wrinkles are gone. I look fantastic. But they aren't realizing that they're still aging in other ways.
Yes.
They've just stopped the expression line. So you still need to be doing other treatments.
Yes.
And my favorite will always be the CIT treatments, the collagen induction therapy. So this will be facial acupuncture, microneedling, certain laser treatments, Morpheus 8, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. I love Morpheus 8. I've done, I think I did 4 treatments before my wedding. I recently actually did it on my stomach just because I had some like looser skin. I just wanted to tighten it up. Yeah. Why I'm doing that like before I have kids, I don't know. Like it'll be a great tool for after kids too.
Yeah. And what's like, listen, I do microneedling at my practice as well.
Oh, you do?
I do. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Those treatments are a little bit more invasive though. So what is nice about facial acupuncture is there's no downtime with it.
Yes.
Like I have people who come in on their lunch break, they go back to work right after. There's nothing you can't do after. Whereas microneedling and Morpheus 8, it's definitely more intense. You have a few days of downtime.
Oh yeah.
But,
Yes. You definitely don't want to like be on camera the following day. You typically say like give yourself a full week before any kind of event or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's so interesting because I actually don't know any other acupuncturists that specialize in facial acupuncture the way that you do.
Yeah.
Did you see that white space in the market in Toronto and you were like, I see that people are either going to their esthetician or their med spa or they're going to acupuncture and I really want to blend these two things?
Kind of, but not really. When I found acupuncture, decided to go back to school, I thought I was actually going to be done with aesthetics and I was really focusing on women's health.
Okay.
So when I started school, I didn't know facial acupuncture was a thing. That's not why I started to become an acupuncturist.
Okay.
It wasn't until like my second semester that I heard some of the older students who were graduating soon that they were taking a facial acupuncture course. And I was like, what is this? And it really piqued my interest. So then I added that in later on. But I really wanted to focus on the health side of things because I do think our internal health is so important.
Right.
And then this is just extra after.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
I know. I get asked a lot, like, what do you do for your skin?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I eat well.
Yeah. 100%.
I eat well and I take care of myself. And like, yes, I love a great product, like a topical product.
Yeah.
But you can be using all the best products in the world, in my opinion, and still struggle with your skin if your internal isn't doing well.
Yeah.
So if somebody's coming to you with like a cystic acne, is your go-to more of a full body treatment to treat the internal or is it facial?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. I will do points on the face. We have a technique called surround the dragon.
Ooh.
And it's when you go around a breakout and it helps shrink it. But that's obviously not going to do anything really long term.
Right.
So that's the body points come into play. So again, somebody who has acne is likely dealing with some damp heat in the body. So I'll do points specifically to drain dampness and to clear some of that heat in the body.
Okay.
And then I also have other add-ons like LED light therapy. So I have blue light therapy, which I really recommend to people. It goes over the face while the needles are in. So that really helps with acne as well.
Yeah.
And then we'll go a little bit into diet if needed and that, depending on where somebody is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about why you chose the light therapy that you chose, because I noticed like even just the way it felt while it was on, I kind of went into that like meditative state, like I said.
Yeah.
And I love it. And like, I feel like I can tell at this point, like the difference between like a high quality light device and a low quality one.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. I use the Saluma device.
Okay.
It's one of the top devices on the market. It's got an FDA and a Health Canada approval. It is very strong. You put little goggles on when it's on, but it puts you into this like meditative trance. I tell people that all the time. It feels like you're laying under the sun on a beach, like on vacation, and people love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. You have that like red light, like high, or like light therapy, photobiomodulation, like
Totally.
high afterwards.
And it really does prolong and pump up the effects of the facial acupuncture because we're causing that micro trauma to the skin, which is signaling that collagen to come in. But then red light therapy is increasing collagen production. So it's just kind of like doubling up on the effects of it and the results you're going to get.
Yeah. Okay. That makes total sense. So are a majority of your patients, like you said, you work a lot on women's health. I would assume a majority of your patients are women, right?
Yes. Most of them are. I'd say like 90%.
Yeah. You probably get like a husband or a brother
exactly,
here or there, right?
Yeah, referrals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody who's like, I've changed my life now. It's time to change yours.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you treating mostly those PCOS and post-birth control hormonal symptoms?
I do a ton of PCOS, a ton of endometriosis, even just nobody who has diagnosis, but they have really bad PMS and stuff.
Yeah.
I also do a lot of fertility. So women wanting to conceive. I also do pregnancy treatments for symptoms in like the first trimester and then labor prep. So I do a lot. I do it all. It's really fun.
And what about for like the next stages of life, like pre, during, and post menopause?
Menopause, yeah, the symptoms, the hot flashes and the night sweats and the mood changes. Yes, I absolutely treat those as well. It's really, really helpful.
I bet.
Yeah.
Because with that, it's like what's happening in the body is like your hormones are fluctuating as they're decreasing, right?
Exactly.
So does acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine in the same way, like you're treating with dampness for PCOS, is it similar during the menopause process?
Yeah. So when a woman's going through menopause, she's losing yin. She's becoming yin deficient. So you can think of yin as sort of that moisturizing, lubricating type of substance in the body.
Yeah.
So this is why when a woman goes through menopause, she'll start to develop dry skin.
Mm-hmm.
She'll lose vaginal secretions, will become a little drier.
Right.
Joint issues can happen because we have less lubrication in our joints.
Right.
They can become a little bit more constipated because there's word like drier
in
the bowels.
Yeah.
So that's a yin deficiency that happens.
Okay.
So we work to help increase the yin while the body's going through that transition.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really great for the skin as well because we're going to locally bring in that yin and that collagen.
Yeah. Yeah. At Pure Form, like we do a lot of menopause treatment.
Yeah.
And a lot of what we call menopause treatment as well. Because in the same way that women lose their hormones, men also lose their hormones.
They do. Yeah.
And is it typically a similar effect where they're losing that moisture in the body?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
For a cycling woman, is there a certain phase of the cycle that is like most beneficial to get acupuncture during?
So in a perfect world, somebody would want to come in about once a week so that we're able to hit the 4 phases of the cycle.
Okay.
So we're going to have the menstrual phase.
Right.
There's then the yin phase, which is the estrogen phase of the cycle. That's that follicular phase.
I was going to say that's follicular. Okay.
Yep. You've then got ovulation.
Yep.
And then you have the yang part of the cycle, which is that progesterone phase and the luteal phase.
Oh, that's so interesting.
So in a perfect world, you would come once a week and we'd hit all of those.
Okay.
And they say you want to do that for 3 months or 3 cycles.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because it takes 90 days for your eggs to mature.
Oh, okay.
So what you're doing today, yes, you might notice a change in the next cycle that comes up, but it's really going to be in 3 cycles from now.
Yeah.
That's when you're going to see the differences.
You know what's so funny is I noticed that I had like seen a post about that like 90 days out.
Yeah.
And in March, so like holiday season, we're all a little out of routine, eating a little out of routine, all the things, right? And I noticed that in March, I'm not usually somebody who really struggles with PMS.
Yeah.
oh my God, I was like hit by a tidal wave in March. And I was like, what is going on? I've been like so like, clean lately.
Yep. It's one of the questions I ask somebody when they come in and they're all of a sudden having a really tough cycle in whatever way is I say, what happened last month? And if they go, nothing, everything was the same, I say, what happened 3 months ago? And that always clicks with people where they go, oh yeah, I was traveling a ton. I was here and there. I was so stressed out and my diet wasn't great because I was traveling, and all these things click into place. And it's always three cycles before.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
So what are some things like you do for yourself now? Like you said, you've really put yourself into PCOS remission.
Yes.
I think that's really encouraging for a lot of people to hear.
Yeah.
I also have been through long phases where I felt the same way. Like I would get blood work back and my functional practitioner would be like, this is the best blood work I've seen all year. And I'd be like, yes, gold star for me. Like overachiever, like, productive girl is like so happy right now.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I go through phases where I'm like, oh my God, I'm so out of whack.
Yes.
So what are some things you do for yourself to keep yourself balanced now?
So like you said as well, nervous system's the biggest thing with me, like adrenal glands as well.
Okay.
So I've had to learn to say no and set boundaries, which I think is a really big thing that a lot of women in general can learn.
Yeah.
But it's been a big part of my healing. Like if I have an event going on or something where I know I'm going to be a little nervous, a little stressed for it, I won't plan something after it so that I can allow myself the time to rest. And I know that's not always going to be ideal for people in like the real world. You won't be able to do that all the time. But if you can actually like slot in that time to relax and rest has been huge for me because my adrenal glands are the number one cause of all my issues.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I resonate with that so much. And that's like definitely a big message to me that like I need to do that.
Yeah.
Because it is like we were saying, stress is the number one thing. Taking care of your adrenals for me is so important.
Yeah.
And I think of those things as like, okay, I have to make sure I'm hydrated and taking vitamin C and all these things. But it's like actually just downtime after anything that is like bringing you up, like stressing those adrenals at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you schedule your downtime. I love that. How has you mentioned while you were an esthetician, you were working in a med spa.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have your own practice.
Yes.
How has that journey been for you?
It's been humbling. I started it right out of school. I was 28 years old.
Okay.
And I went into it a little blindly. I feel like looking back, that was the best because if I knew what I was getting myself into, I probably would have scared myself and not done it.
Every business owner ever.
Yeah. I was like, YOLO, let's just do this and see what happens. And I definitely hit some rough patches. I mean, COVID was throughout that, which was really, really tough.
Yeah.
But we're here. It's been 7 years. I've had to learn a lot, taxes, behind the scenes stuff, accounting, back bar, all these things that you don't really think about.
Oh, yeah.
But I've learned that I learn from mistakes. So I mess up and then I learn from it and then I go on from there. And then I know how to do things.
Yeah.
So it's great.
It is. It does. It teaches you to just be stronger, more efficient, and you don't make those mistakes in the future.
Yeah.
Do you have support or do you do everything yourself?
I do everything myself.
You do?
I do.
That's very impressive.
Yes.
But also freeing, I'm sure. Right?
It's great right now. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Set my own schedule, do my own thing. I'm blessed to say I absolutely love being an acupuncturist. So I love my life.
Yeah. You feel very like fulfilled by what you do.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. You did Gua Sha as part of my procedure or my treatment yesterday.
I do.
Do you do that for all of your facial acupuncture treatments?
I have a few different treatments to choose from. So there is one that doesn't include it and it's a little bit cheaper for people. But then I do have that you can add on Gua Sha. People love it.
Oh my God. I am in love. I told our friend Megan afterwards, I was like, I would pay to just go do Gua Sha facial massage with her every week. Like it was incredible.
I know. And then with my aesthetics background, because I used to do so much facial massage with my hands, I've kind of blended the two and it's really relaxing.
It is. It's so nice. You can tell that you are an esthetician because you have that like extremely soothing touch. And
well, thank you.
Yeah, no, highly recommend if anyone's in the Toronto area, book a facial acupuncture with Gua Sha.
Yes.
Do you do just gua sha appointments, or it's always with acupuncture, right?
It's always with the acupuncture. I think the two work really well together. So you're going to get that collagen stimulation with the acupuncture, and then you're going to get the, the lymphatic drainage and the tightening and the smoothing with the gua sha. So
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love it. I love any kind of lymphatic drainage too, because that's another thing, especially when I'm traveling and just going. I notice I have that like stagnancy. And even when I'll like touch my like lymph points, like they're a little tender.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you do like, I guess it would be like dry brushing or for yourself?
Yes, I have more of like it's like this wooden paddle, I guess. I don't know what it's called. I like those a lot more than dry brushing because I feel like if I do dry brushing every day, it's a little harsh on my skin.
Yes.
So I like to do the massage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you use the wooden paddle?
Yes.
Do you do like an oil first and then use the wooden paddle or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. I'll put something down. I want a little bit of slip there. You always want a little slip. Same with gua sha. Right. You don't want to do it on dry skin. No tugging.
Yeah.
Yes.
True. Absolutely. But then, so you mentioned you do cupping as well, but that would be a separate treatment, correct?
Yes. And that's more that's on like the back.
Right.
Going into more like muscle tension.
Okay.
Circulation, lymphatic drainage, that sort of thing. And I usually have that as an add-on with acupuncture as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you would do an acupuncture treatment and then do the cupping afterwards.
I usually do the cupping first and then I'll follow with the acupuncture.
Okay.
So they're done together.
Okay. And the cupping is more, like you said, muscle tension. So if somebody's coming to you with knots.
I get a lot of like neck shoulder tension because people sit at their laptops all day, or like lower back pain, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to do that next time I come in. I have like a chronic,
really nice.
like knot behind my left shoulder.
Yeah. Have you ever had cupping?
A long time ago, but
it's great, especially when you get it from a Chinese medicine practitioner. Like I do fire cupping, which is like the traditional way of doing it. Like it's really special.
Yeah. Okay. We'll definitely have to do that next time. What are some of your favorite products that you recommend to clients? Megan mentioned that you recommended like your favorite deodorant to her. Like, are you a big proponent of clean ingredients and clean products?
Absolutely. So I'll use as clean as I possibly can when it comes to skincare, body care products, makeup, etc.
Okay.
That being said, I do also, with skincare, it's a bit tough. I still want results to happen. Okay. So I definitely am okay. Like I love retinoids.
Yeah.
Like,
you do?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Huge on them. I think
that's
they're
relieving.
incredible. Okay. Especially tretinoin, which is a prescription one.
Yeah.
It's probably not the cleanest thing you could put on your skin, but I also think it really works. So
I love though that you come from both sides because like you said, it's like you do want results, and that's something that I think we've come such a long way on clean products and having options now that work.
Exactly.
Even with deodorant, like I mentioned, like there was a few years there where it was like, okay, we know we're not supposed to use this deodorant with the aluminum in it, but like,
what do we use?
It doesn't freaking work.
I know. And skincare has come a long way. Like I think 10, 15 years ago, yes, there was people making clean skincare, but they were like making stuff up in their basement.
Yeah.
Whereas now brands are like, oh, I have to make this product clean or else people aren't going to buy it. Yeah. So it has sort of forced brands to look at what they're putting into things, which I think is fantastic and should be happening.
Yeah, I totally agree. I have a friend, Illy, who was on the podcast a few episodes ago. She has, I'll have to find out if she ships to Canada, but she has an online marketplace called Live Healthily, and it's all like highly vetted, low tox products.
Oh, amazing.
And I'm constantly just talking with friends about like, what a great idea, because I feel like I remember my sister-in-law was like, oh, that's like what I thought Goop was. And then I realized like some of the products on Goop, it's probably better than like whatever you're going to like the curation that you're going to receive on Amazon or whatever. But there's still things that aren't as clean as we wish they were.
Yeah.
If you're really adamant about it, especially if you're, working on your fertility or you're pregnant or you're breastfeeding, it's like, I know during those phases, we tend to want to be even cleaner than usual, right?
Exactly.
I love that. Is there anything you practice in your practice that we haven't touched on? Cupping, gua sha, acupuncture?
No, I mostly do facial acupuncture in the women's health. So that's like a huge part of my practice. I also do a lot of other internal stuff. So like digestive issues, allergies, headaches, whatever somebody's got going on internally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you wish most women that come to you, like, what do you find you wish they knew earlier on in their journeys?
Oh, I wish we were taught about our actual menstrual cycle.
Uh-huh.
That would have been great. I learned when I went to school. I was on birth control for 10 years. I thought I was having a period when I was on birth control. Come to find out I wasn't. I was having withdrawal bleeds every month.
Yep.
Like, I think this should be a standard in school. I wish it was something that was taught.
It's actually crazy. Even
it's
like
insane.
Now I feel like we're starting to become more aware of like the phases of the cycle and all of that. Like, why were we not taught that when we were getting our periods?
And as women, our lives are sort of ruled by our cycles.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing or a bad thing, depending on what you're going through at this time. But how we don't know anything about it is just wild to me.
Well, I think like learning how to lean in like is so important.
Intuition, listening to your body.
Yeah. I think it was something that was so overwhelming to me when I first started learning about it, because it was like, I remember like it took me a few months. I was like, I could not keep straight the names of the different times of the cycle. I knew that like, okay, intuitively energy is low right before and in the beginning of my period. So I should probably ease up then. Yeah. And then when it's peaking, like, okay, ovulatory phase, kind of self-explanatory. You're going to feel more social and like feeling yourself during that time. Yeah. But otherwise I felt really lost. Yep. And yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, we should be taught that from a very early age. I like actually get excited thinking about like having daughters in the future and getting to teach them about that early on, and not slapping birth control on a heavy period or, you know, like some acne on the jawline, and really like getting to teach them how to lean into your body and listen to your body and what it needs and what it likes and what it doesn't like.
Exactly.
So
I couldn't agree more.
I love that so much. And do you feel like you've had different iterations of it, like since, because it was a while ago now that you got off birth control?
Oh yeah, it's been a while now. Yeah.
Like, do you feel like you had to be very serious with your routine and your regimen right when you started as opposed to now?
I do. I definitely feel like I was a little stricter at a certain point, and I do feel like it was beneficial at that point. Whereas now I don't feel like it would be as beneficial, probably more like mentally and emotionally to be that strict with myself.
Yeah.
But I do think there's a time and a place for it. Okay. Even to just learn your body and learn what it likes and what it doesn't like. Right. And I think it just connects you more with yourself at the end of the day. Yeah. So, yeah.
Do you find a certain kind of movement really like resonates with you and agrees with your body as opposed to other types?
I like variety more than anything.
Okay.
So I live right by Hyde Park, so I take my dog for walks there like all the time. Okay. Love that. Love Pilates. Okay. But I also love lifting weights. Yeah. I usually just don't do high impact stuff, so I'm not necessarily going to go for like an intense berries workout. Sorry. Right. Love you. But yeah, I like more lower impact and yeah.
I think in every conversation I've had here in Toronto, we've talked about the fact that like, you know, whether we loved berries to begin with or we never really resonated with that kind of workout, which once again, honestly, like I will do berries sometimes when I don't live near one. So when I'm in a city that has one, and if I'm in my follicular or ovulatory phase and I have the energy for it, like I do love that burst of cardio sometimes, but it's when I tell you once or twice a month.
Yeah. But again, you're listening to your cycle and you're listening to your body. So the fact that you're doing those higher intense things during your ovulatory phase or when you have more energy, that's fantastic, right? Like follow that and what your body's saying. I think the issue comes if you're doing it 4 times a week, all cycle long, you're probably not going to enjoy it as much. Right.
It comes back to the adrenals of like, you can't push the adrenals all day, every day. Yes. Or every day of the week with your workout, or you will hit a point where your body's like enough. And for me, I would just hold so much water weight and be so hungry. Like that's the number one thing I notice with moving my body in a lower impact way, and still intense sometimes. Like like most mega former Pilates classes are like, it's intense movement.
Yeah.
I'm sore afterwards, but I don't have this like, oh my God, I need to eat a massive burger just to like fulfill my hunger.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here today. What are you looking forward to most in the future of your industry or of your practice?
Yeah, I love my patients and everything, so I can't wait to keep practicing and helping people with their health and looking and feeling their best. I hope more people become educated on ways to naturally enhance their skin, even if they want to do a little injection here and there, stuff they can add in.
Yeah.
And also to understand that what they're doing internally is really important for their external.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love that. I just love the balanced approach that you take to it, that it's really not one or the other.
Yes.
But I think it's so important even, I don't think it says much of a thing up here, but like I live in South Florida and like you do see a lot of people that are over injected.
Yes.
And are just even like I notice with people's skin texture sometimes when they're overdoing it on the lasers and microneedling, it's just like too much is not good.
Yeah.
So finding the balance of what works for you, what feels good, in the same way that I talk a lot about like your wellness your fitness and your wellness practices should support your life and lifestyle.
Yes.
It shouldn't be like the center of your lifestyle.
Yes.
And I find the same thing with beauty treatments. It's like, yes, let's do things to enhance ourselves. But like, if you find your schedule is like revolving around your beauty treatments, you might want to pull back a little bit.
I agree. I mean, I'm going to say something that might trigger some people, but you're going to age regardless of the stuff you're doing.
Yes.
So you might want to come to terms with that first.
Yes.
And then start doing some stuff that's just going to help slow the process, not stop the process, because you can't ever stop it.
Yeah. I love that so much. Where can people find you?
So I'm located in Yorkville here in Toronto, and then all my handles are Silk and Palm on Instagram.
Okay.
So yeah, come by, get a treatment.
I love the name Silk and Palm. Where did that come from?
So I knew I wanted 2 words.
Okay.
So silk represents like the fabric silk, like that flow of hormones in the body and like skin having that like luminosity to it.
Yeah.
And then palm stands for like hand, palm, like touching people, but like also like palm tree because it's like natural health. It's very weird. I just came up with it one day when I woke up in the morning and I thought of it.
I love that though.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
This podcast was brought to you by Pureform, a comprehensive wellness center in Boca Raton, Florida. The website is pureformhealth.com, or you can find us on Instagram at pureformhealth. Feel free to message us with any questions, and note that you can connect with our providers for consultations over Zoom, from everything from stem cell therapy to hormone replacement therapy and peptide therapy. That's it for this episode of the Healthspan Collective. We hope you found it insightful and inspiring. Don't forget to follow us wherever you listen to podcasts so you never miss an episode. And if you enjoyed today's conversation, we'd love for you to rate, review, subscribe, and send it to a friend. We'd also love to connect with you on Instagram. Follow the podcast at Healthspan Collective and me at Nicole J. Doran, and leave us a comment on our latest post letting us know what you'd like us to cover next.